This week it was confirmed a swimming pool in Exeter will close because the City Council says it can't afford to maintain and run it. And it's not an isolated case. 200 pools across the country have shut their doors thanks to rising costs since 2020. Shrinking access to swimming facilities is driving a worrying increase in the number of younger people who don't learn to swim at all. Seb Noble reports.
Anyone who visits Falmouth can't fail to spot this place. This is the old Ships and Castles Leisure Centre up on Pendennis Headland. It briefly closed a few years ago because the company running it said it couldn't afford to anymore, and then Cornwall Council claimed it didn't have the cash to bring it back in-house either. However, it's since been reopened by a charity, but there's still one big problem. There's no swimming pool.
The charity says the design makes it too expensive to run. It needs to secure £20 million to fund a new one.
You could argue for these facilities on a kind of industry, on a business model, but as I said, essentially you're arguing that people can't learn a life skill and they're going to be at danger of drowning. And I think as a society we're failing our children when we're not providing that, and that's what I think is the issue. The government needs to understand the vital importance of these centres.
Schools are particularly affected by its closure. This primary is now hiring a private pool and only Year 6s are learning.
Swimming in schools has always been a really straightforward thing. You should be able to get on your coach and go to the swimming pool and be really easy. Falmouth has to have a pool. We can't keep going on. At the moment, the data's just getting lower and lower for children who are confident at swimming. We have to have a swimming pool in Falmouth within a 5-mile radius of our schools.
So what do the kids think?
In the summer, a lot of people go in the sea, and it's very important to be able to swim, or else and also some of them don't have lifeguards either, so we need to be able to swim and swim safely as well.
My brother was kind of like halfway through learning how to swim, and his confidence has kind of dropped on swimming, so he can't swim as far now.
However, it's not just here in Cornwall where they're struggling to fund leisure facilities.
This week, Exeter City Council announced the closure of Northbrook Pool for financial reasons.
It is past its sell-by date. It needs too much doing to it. And secondly, it just costs too much to keep it running for the amount of people using it. Those are the cold, hard facts.
Local councils aren't legally obliged to provide leisure facilities, so squeezed budgets put them at risk. The need for more government support's recently been debated at Westminster, and Labour insists it's trying to help.
We recognise the challenges faced, especially for smaller councils. This government is taking immediate action to begin addressing those challenges by ensuring funding goes to the places that need it most in the latest local government finance settlement. And I am committed to working to support our leisure sector up and down the country.
I live in Falmouth. I love coming up to Pendennis Point to enjoy the views from here. I also love going for a swim. But how long before a new swimming pool for people in this town gets anywhere close to being in sight?